Hi and welcome back. Today is just a little practice session for watercolor portraits. Figure and portrait drawing is actually how I got into art in the first place. I'm quite comfortable drawing portraits with pencils, but I realized that I actually enjoy using colors a lot. And at some point many years ago I saw a nice watercolor portrait on YouTube, and that made me get interested in using watercolors. For some reason I started my YouTube channel painting things that I don't usually paint, and now I'm painting portraits again, and it's a bit like getting back to the roots. At the same time, watercolors are new enough for me that I'm still hunting for the best paper, and there are still things that I struggle with quite a bit. When I draw or paint portraits, I know that I have a tendency to make the eyes a bit too large, and I tend to place the nose too far down, so I paid particular attention to this with this painting here. But when it comes to adding watercolors into the mix, I always struggle a little bit with how to shade, because watercolors can be a little bit unpredictable and the paint can spread to areas where I don't want it to go. So I find shading cheeks or foreheads and chins much easier to do in dry media such as pencils, or even in gouache, where your paint is not going to move around too much if you're using it in a thick application. I'd love to hear from others who paint portraits and watercolors regarding how you deal with the unpredictability of this medium. I think getting used to how watercolor behaves and letting it do its own thing is something that I just need to get used to. I tend to want to control it very tightly, but I really want to learn how to play with it a bit more, and in particular how to get more adventurous with my color mixing and my paint application. I see other artists online who paint really colorful skin tones, and I want to get there at some point in my own art as well. There's also other things that are a matter of experience. I still feel very uncertain when I'm painting hair. I just have no idea how to shade it using a brush. And I'm particularly lost on how to paint stubble. That's why most of my portraits tend to be women or men with long hair. I also feel a bit nervous painting eyebrows, which is why I usually tackle them last. I just finished a painting of Franduil, which will be online soon, and I realized I had no idea how to paint blonde hair. In particular, how to add shadows to the blonde hair was kind of strange. And I only figured out towards the end that I should be using something like purple or blue for the shadows on his hair. Also, do any of you have any advice on how to paint freckles? Because this is my second time painting them and I still feel as lost as the first time. Among the other things that I noticed while painting this portrait is that I do not really pay attention to people's ears. So if you have a distinct ear shape, I'm probably gonna lose that one. All struggles aside, I simply enjoy painting portraits a lot, in particular of people or characters that I know. So you're probably gonna be seeing more of those videos on my channel soon. By the way, I'm using a little felt cover here for my table. That's because I have a glass top table. I figured this would be easy to clean if I ever get paint on it, but it gets so cold in winter now that I cannot rest my hand on it. And now looking at the footage, it actually looks kinda nice, so I'm considering using it more often or getting a larger one. What do you think? As always, I'd love to hear your comments about portrait painting and watercolors, or just about anything that you want to talk about. It's been really exciting that my channel has reached people on the other side of our planet lately, and I'm excited about each and every comment. So thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!